Material Components, Season 2, Episode 59, Import, No Export. Greetings and welcome to Material Components, the actual play RPG show all about a galaxy of magic and the adventurers who live there. I am your humble dragon master, Mike Gargoni, and joining me, as always, are my stalwart adventurers. Hey adventurers, thanks for being here.
You're
Heck
welcome.
yeah.
So happy to be here.
Super happy.
Oh, sound happier, you guys. God.
Can't
Very
make me.
tired. Jesus.
Mhm.
I am happy to be here. And I'm Olivia, and I'm playing Florian of Akalar.
I am undisputedly happy to be here. I don't know what you're talking about. I just sound like this. And I'm Elliot, and I'm playing Shay.
I am so happy to be here, and my name is Michael, and I'm playing Oswald Octavian Theophilus, the yet to be determined.
That's
Holy
better.
shit. I'm even happier, and I'm Reed, and I'll be playing Amari. Wow.
See? That's what enthusiasm is.
Wow.
Come on, guys.
Remember to
Acting.
What,
Come
how
on,
how happy
Olivia.
are you? Tell us in
Yeah.
the comments below.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, it's starting to feel disingenuous now, but indeed! And of course, before we begin today's session, I have to ask the same question I ask every time, and that is, Olivia, do you remember what happened last time?
With absolute perfect recall.
And that I'd be happy if you could share.
Speaking of disingenuous.
Yeah. We are... Well, first of all, we're on our way to meet the Archproctor, traveling across space. Just like in a kind of general sense of what is happening to beloved Team Oracle Zero. Though that might not be our name so much any longer. I don't know.
We do have to come up with a new one.
Yeah. But
You don't have to. You're just not
We-
officially sanctioned as Oracle Zero anymore. If you just want to call yourselves
Yeah.
that, that's fine.
but we're as we're traveling, we're kind of quickly discovering that or not discovering. We have discovered it is not going to be easy to keep ourselves unnoticed from people who may or may not want to find us. And in the interests of making ourselves less noticeable, Shay has suggested that we land in a maybe less than reputable port called Port Izel, where we met the portmaster email. Pure coincidence, apparently, about the names being so similar. And so yeah, we're officially kind of unregistered in this backwater port, so that Shay can kind of cloak the ship and make sure that Aegis Tech Solutions can't just like straight up follow us and take Mira. So last episode, we have a little bit of downtime while Shay does this. So Oswald and Florian went on a little kind of scouting adventure to see what there was to be found in this port, namely like things that maybe we didn't want to be easily traceable, that we had, like weaponry, and I said burner phones, but honestly I was mostly looking for guns. We came across a shipment of weaponry for it was a Vorpal Corp shipment, yes? Or was that kind of undetermined?
The weapons manufacturing company was Zolcon, was it?
Mhm.
Oh, it was Zolcon. Okay.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, those two have just melded in my brain. I think it's the V and the Z is just like, yeah, that's the same.
Can't help you with that.
Yeah. ADHD, baby. So I kind of tried to be like, hey, you wanna like ditch a crate of these weapons to one of the dock workers, and like fair, she was immediately like, no, who the fuck are you? That's super sketchy. It's fine, whatever. Florian is not great at the whole criminal enterprise thing, despite being a criminal.
We all have to start somewhere. You know?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to be fair to Florian is not go acquire illicit materials from other people. Florian is a bit more like arson heavy, burn down the establishment rather than just like, hey, it'd be cool if he like misplaced a gun, right?
Back home, we have people for that.
Yeah.
Like,
Florian's just the muscle.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like, don't make me talk to people. God.
You chose to go do that.
I know. Well, he thought he could do it.
Yeah. Florian, in attempting to leap straight to the stuff falling off the back of the truck phase of the relationship without building any trust, seemed to have run into a few hurdles where that's concerned.
Yeah.
So who knows what's going to happen with that? But Amari was, is also in the same mindset of, yes, being less recognizable as being from the Cole Foundation. And I mean, Amari's only going to ever get a certain amount of unrecognizable, but I guess he can try.
That's true.
So went to go get some new duds, like in town, and found a shop called Pharaoh Imports, which seems to be a super eclectic mishmash of just about everything, and is run by a completely mysterious stranger with whom we have never been acquainted before, and probably who will never come up again.
It's true.
I believe this individual
right
works in, what was it, like a large pagoda like building?
Is more like a kind of one-story flat second-hand store for lots of things, passing itself off as an antiques dealer. You got to think, if a swap meet was compressed down into a small building, yeah.
So it smells.
It smells of things that have aged naturally. Old leather and musty clothing and the slight twinge of rust of different things. Plastic that is maybe a little past its prime.
Yeah, there's a medley, Yeah.
It's the smell you get out of a secondhand shop. It's a distinct kind of like, oh, none of this stuff is new smell. And that is where Amari finds himself now, having sidled up to the counter with his outfit, which last time was described as Final Fantasy secondary protagonist-esque in its number of belts and baggy pants and sleeveless turtlenecks.
God, with my perfect recall, I don't know how I forgot about that very important detail.
I'm sure you blocked it from your memory, as I'm sure most of our listeners have as well.
But as you sidle up to the counter with your newly acquired duds, the golden-furred, Reenie gentleman behind the counter, this ape-like sapient individual with a slightly balding head, many piercings along one of his ears, and a twitchy tail that kind of streams out behind him that seems to have like a tactile fascination, the tail kind of touching random objects that are behind the counter, seemingly with a mind of its own. This shopkeeper will look you up and down and say, "So you find what you're looking for then, eh?"
Yep, found everything I need right here.
Everything you need. Excellent, excellent. Well, let's see here. We've got the, did you want the sleeves? I have the sleeves for this in the back if you want them.
No. It'll just get hair everywhere.
Yes, a constant problem. I know it well myself. The hair, it gets everywhere. And let's see, these boots, the size good for you? Seems to have a few extra buckles. I could take some of those off if you don't want them.
No, that's good. They're tactical.
Okay. Excellent. Yes, very tactical, I am sure. And these pants, I'm not exactly sure what these zippers on the side do. Is that all right?
Mm-hmm. Love them. Gives them.
Okay, excellent. I think it's for ventilation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm sure there's not a hole for a tail, but that is something that can be created.
There's a zipper for that.
Oh, well, perfect. Great. Whoever thought of these pants, made them, thought of literally everything.
Mm-hmm. And a few extra belts that you throw onto there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he accepts without question. As he is ringing up all the individual items, his nimble hands scurrying across the counter with this little hand scanner that is kind of booping the price tags and adding up the total on a little data pad off to the side. He will kind of give you a second glance, looking you up and down, and kind of point at your chest near the shoulder and say, that insignia there, it's very familiar.
Oh, this?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is, I believe it's Coal Foundation?
Coal Foundation, he says, snapping his fingers and pointing. That's the thing, yes, Coal Foundation. I'm familiar with this. You work for them?
Oh, no. This is just, I picked this up at like a swap meet a couple cycles ago.
Oh, swap meet, eh? Where's abouts?
And then he'll just throw out a random planet near the what would be a planet near Vastplane?
Just a random ass planet near Vastplane.
One that would be habitable. Just like,
Okay.
oh yeah, it's from Barf 7.
You throw out a planet called Tangol.
Yeah, it's from Tango.
Yes, I've never been myself, but a funny thing, Coal Foundation, I have a friend, well, friend's a strong word, but went and worked for them not too long ago.
Oh, really? I mean, I don't know that much about them as a company. Make nice clothes, though.
Oh, I don't think they're an actual, like, company. I think they're more like aid workers or something.
Oh, really? I mean, it's roomy. It's nice.
Oh, yes. I see you're buying new clothes here. If you care to sell me those, I would take them for a decent price. Maybe cut a little off the price for these things here. Your total is going to be 400 jewels, by the way.
Is that high, Mike?
That's way too high.
Okay.
We have a changing room in the back.
Okay.
It's less of a changing room, more of a broom closet, but you could use it to change.
Now, see, when I picked these up, I paid 600 for these.
Oh,
So,
well, of course,
maybe
and
if we
the
just do a
value does
swap.
depreciate as you use them, which is why these
Right,
are so
right.
affordable.
So if this is depreciated in value, perhaps we could just do a swap on that.
Just a straight up 1-for-1 swapsies.
Yeah.
Well, you see, the thing is these ones here, with the extra belts and the buckles and the zippers, they have a lot more customization options on these, and yours lack the articulation points of the fine garments you are trying for now.
Trying to think, would I have like any money that isn't tied to? There's the monetary system of the Dragon's Wake Galaxy. There's no. Is there a physical, like, item for jewels to be like transferred, or is it all like digital?
For jewels, it's all digital. World to world, there
Okay.
are local currencies that can be swapped back and forth.
Okay. And we've been here like 20 minutes.
Pretty much.
Shit. Okay. Would I have any sort of like world currency for anywhere else? Maybe some.
Roll me a d20.
Okay. We'll roll this gold one. 15.
15. No.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you? You've been living a life in space for better part of a year now. You've been moving from planet to planet. Having any currency from a individual planetary system would just slow you down.
Damn it.
You have 1/4 from Vastplane.
You have your lucky penny. The one
I put it
your
through the
wife gave
roller
you on
to
the day of your
flatten it.
children's birth.
And I said, what do I need this for? It's a penny. No one else accepts this currency. I killed Elliot just like a little
Father
bit.
of the year.
Yep.
Why would I
Yeah.
get that? Why would he get that? That's a What was my competition? Just me and Axel and Dito.
My
Just
father.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It's a race to the bottom.
Oh boy.
Yeah, okay. Well shoot. Yeah, I know we're gonna get tracked as soon as I use like any sort of digital currency.
You know what? Can you hold on to these for just a little bit? I think I may have left my wallet
Oh,
outside. Yeah.
wallet. All right. Well, Pharaoh Imports cannot be held responsible for the selling of items once they are left behind in the store. I make no promises that it will be here when
No,
you
that's
get
fair.
back, but I can definitely leave them kind of piled together just in case you do come back.
Yeah, I can go put them back too. Save you some time.
No, that's okay. I can just keep them right here, all neat and tidy. And you can see the tail of this individual kind of sweep underneath the counter and come back up with a bag. And he will look down as though surprised and say, see, there we go. Can put it in a bag already for you and everything.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I'll be right back.
I am sure you will.
And then I leave.
Okay.
I need money.
Is it time for Oracle Zero to launder some money?
Back
Yay!
at the
The
Tiresian.
gang launders money. My favorite It's Always
Hang
Sunny
on.
episode.
Why don't we just have this is terrible. Why don't we just have Mira put some extra zeros in a new bank account that we don't have yet, and then take money out of that?
This sounds like an excellent idea. Wow.
I'm not saying I've been thinking about ways in which we can become stupidly filthy rich over the past week of being sick, but I've thought a little bit about it. We have a golden goose and one that is learning and has vast amounts of power, and it is scary.
It's true. So why not abuse some of that power?
So why not abuse that power?
I'm
like a
not saying
little
we
bit.
should do it. I'm not saying we should do it. And I probably am saying we should do it just by putting that out into the ether. But
Manipulate that child.
No.
I don't want to. I don't want to. I'm just saying it could happen.
Meanwhile, back at the Tiresian. Shay,
Yeah.
while your cohorts are out finding crime and sweet deals, you are back on the ship, attempting to find some way to make it move stealthily more efficiently throughout the galaxy, because while your
Yes.
companion Kala has been able to mask your signatures moving thus far. It is apparently a tremendous amount of work on her end and something she cannot maintain in the long term.
Yeah. Yeah, we need a long-term solution here. And, I mean, wouldn't you know it? I was thinking about it during the whole session last week, and now it's all gone. So, I'm going to come up with something new. Okay, so yes. So the etheric signature of the ship that classifies it as the Tiresian is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Needs to be changed. And we talked a little bit about how difficult that is last time. But,
Yes.
like, what is the process of it?
To reiterate, the classification of the ship is, like you said, a signature. It is like the etheric signature of any sort of technology or person is based on their physical makeup, essentially. So change that, and it can change the etheric signature. Alternatively, there are technological means to make it so it oscillates the signature in some way, making it harder to identify. Alternatively, there are also methods by which you might just try to erase the records of it entirely from any systems. That is pretty difficult as well.
Right.
But these are all options in terms of making the Tiresian less conspicuous.
Yeah.
So if we throw a muffler on it.
Seeing as the particle exhaust created by etherically powered ships is mostly light, it wouldn't do much.
Yeah.
No, but in the sense that, like, does adding or adjusting the parts of it, would that alter it in a way in which, like, it's going to be, like, in the same way that you go to a DEQ and all alterations you've made to it, like its emissions, are going to dictate whether or not it passes inspection. Will that alter its sort of signature?
Altering it enough, yes. Which is why you update registries of ships when it goes through major modifications of one kind or another.
Yeah.
Lift kit and rims. Let's do it. West Coast, or I guess
we need some ground effects and a spoiler.
West Wake Customs.
Question though, would the modifications that Mira already put it through for its like processing and internal workings, has that not already shifted its etheric signature?
Apparently not, which is disquieting to say the least.
Yeah. Very impressive though. So yeah, I think what Shay is the first thing that Shay is doing is determining what is the least amount of necessary work that would need to be done on the Tiresian to change it so that it doesn't read as the Tiresian anymore.
Okay. This sounds like an Aethertech role of some kind.
Yes. I don't think either of my specialties are really going to cut it here, which is unfortunate. But that's okay. I am... How much Aether does the Tiresian have again? Like, what's the pool there?
The pool of Aether you could draw from the Tiresian is 10.
10, okay. I'm not going to use that much. I just want to know.
That could be
I'm
bad.
working with here. Yeah.
Considering the individual that lives inside of the ship systems.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know why I picked up a D20. Get out of here. I don't need you. So I'm going to cleverly determine this. I know I have the not little, but the like ship manual as well to read through, and
yes,
using like both my knowledge of Aether tech and probably like, you know, space Google to space YouTube videos.
Sure.
People
God,
the
ultimate hacker / programmer move. Just like, yeah, I'm just gonna fucking Google what I need to figure out.
My whole whole life.
I mean, it could work.
Okay. So
I
I'm going
was
to use my
not
cleverly
being
dice, which is a
facetious.
D10.
The largest search engine on the MetaNet, by the way, is called Looking Glass.
Looking Glass. That's good. I like that.
Owned and operated by Vorpal Corp.
Of course. I'm going to turn
Mhm.
incognito mode on. Well, no. Shay obviously has their own incognito mode that's works better.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to put 4 Aether into this.
And
That's good.
are you
3 Aether.
Are you including anybody else in terms of like asking for help in this? Or are you just doing this solo to try to keep the information you need to know?
Well, I don't know if Kala's up for helping because I know that she just did a bunch of work, so I don't want to like further exhaust her. If Mara can help, I would not be opposed to that.
Okay, so you're asking Mara for help trying to figure this out?
Yes.
All right. She is happy to help. Searching for new things. Interesting.
Yeah. We can't have the Tiresian be so noticeably the Tiresian, you know?
Mm-hmm. So, I am going to let you in on a new mechanic in this stage of the campaign.
Yay!
And this goes
Love
for
mechanic.
everybody going forward. You may always ask Mara for help if you're anywhere near the Tiresian, or if you have access to her in some way via, I don't know, weird brain talking that Oswald can do with her.
Mm-hmm.
Still need to question what that's all about, but regardless,
No, we don't.
that's fine. But doing so drastically reduces the difficulty of whatever it is you're doing. But it costs you a void dice.
Okay.
Cool. Love it.
Yeah.
Sounds good? Good.
Sounds good to me.
So this would normally be a pretty incredible roll, seeing as you have no knowledge about this ship's workings, both
Yeah.
broadly and specifically, as you know that this ship has gone tremendous customization at this point, between the aftermarket stuff that was already done to it before Mara showed up, and then whatever it is Mara has done to it.
Yeah.
But seeing as she's helping you, and she is part of the ship, this has gone from incredible to merely challenging. So our
Ooh, okay.
baseline for success here is 15.
15.
Part of the ship, part of the crew, part of the ship, part of the crew.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Where are all of my erasers? Okay, I did get a 1. Okay, I got a 1 on one of the Aether dice. So I
Okay.
know that for pools we don't count that as having spent, but
Mhm.
it's not from my Aether pool.
Then it is not spent. So the Tiresian's Aether Pool has not been reduced by at least 1.
Okay. I was blanking on how that would work. Okay. 0. And while I'm doing this math, Olivia, didn't Tiresias have a boy? A boy that helped him? I'm thinking that's what we should name the ship, but I can't remember if he had a boy or not.
I don't
Boy.
think Tiresias had
Boy.
a boy.
18 is what I got, by the way.
Okay, well, that's a success.
Who had a boy? Was that Oedipus? Did Oedipus have a boy?
Oedipus had Antigone.
Antigone, right. He had a boy.
She led him blind to Colossus.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, sorry, audio listeners, this is a dumb, bad segue.
Now we've become an
Goodbye.
educational podcast about Greek
Yeah.
mythology.
Here for your Spark Notes. For your Spark Notes on Oedipus Rex.
Searching about with Mara's help, you eventually determine that the most efficient way of changing the etheric signature of the Tiresian would be to drastically increase its power generation capability, something that is easily accomplished if you basically refit the systems generators for power in the ship and basically make it have a higher power output than the ship generally requires. Most in shipbuilding, generally this isn't done because it's unnecessary. A ship of a certain size can only handle so much. So why bother putting a higher power generator into a ship? Now, you would just have a ton of excess power on the Tiresian that isn't necessarily doing anything, and whether or not that becomes an issue down the road, who's to say?
Yeah.
But that is the quickest, most efficient way of doing it, and Mara is able to point you towards probably the quickest and easiest thing that you could install on the Tiresian in order to accomplish that is something called a Formian generator.
Okay.
Essentially, it is an add-on to the power generating crystals near the rear of the ship that are entangled with the warp core. And they could be used to drastically increase the power output of the Tiresian. Again, to what end? The ship has no weapons. You don't know, but it is something you could do.
Okay. How much are these things?
These things run in the tens of thousands of jewels.
Yeah.
They're like high-end sports ships equipment, essentially.
Right.
We should have we should have talked to Mr. Zinn about, like, or at least I wish we had the foresight to be like, we're gonna need money and like guns.
If only there was a mechanic that Mike introduced that allows us to, after the fact, change something.
It's true.
Within reason.
I do.
I also have, I mean, I don't know how much XP it would cost for us to just have the, for the genie wish of, I wish I always had the money that I needed to pay for stuff.
A lot. Probably one of each from each of us, I would imagine, at the very least.
I'm going to say we're far enough along past the point where you could have reasonably gone back and asked
That's
Mr.
fair.
Zinn that we have crossed that event horizon. I don't know what that point is, but it's definitely shorter than 5 sessions.
Fair enough.
That's probably...
And I suppose gathering this kind of stuff will make an interesting adventure, so yeah.
Can't make it too easy for y'all.
No, that's fair.
Why not?
We also like still have
Games are
options
hard.
going forward. Like, I don't know. I'm sure there is a space version of the Cayman Islands that we could fucking route this money through.
As you're searching for these things, Mara would be extremely interested in modifications that could be done to the Tiresian.
I'm sure she would. She's a little gear grease monkey. Gear monkey wrench. No. Got there though.
An Aether orangutan,
Smooth.
if you will.
And either.
Ooh.
Ook. For all you Discworld fans out there. As she is cobbling together this list of possibilities, she is also has a couple of other suggestions of things that could work for what you're trying to do. There is a device called a relay entangler, and it's basically like a VPN for your etheric signatures of ships. It is
That's also
pretty illegal. It is very much an aftermarket thing that certain less than reputable individuals use. Pirate ships and certain people that work outside of the law.
Perhaps gun runners.
Gun runners or folks who are perhaps doing illicit actions against larger governments at the behest of their smaller government, but without their technical sanction.
Mm.
There is also something called a phase exchanger, which, in technical terms, basically erases your footprint on the metanet. But it's done so by basically allowing certain Fey houses to use your ship as a hub to transfer data across the galaxy.
Yeah. Hey, our ship is only being used for one Fey house as a hub.
Yeah, that's definitely not an option we can go with.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Probably not
the
the
Formian
phase
generator is a
exchanger.
high-end, like, sports equipment thing. The relay entangler is very much like a... If you found one of these, it's probably being used by some very sketchy people who don't want to be found. And the last one is readily available, but comes at a steep price that is more than coin.
Yeah.
And you got an 18 on that roll?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep, that's all you find.
Okay. Honestly, my vote... I'll see it's my character voice. Honestly, my vote is for the relay entangler.
If we could find one, that would be very useful.
Yeah. There might be some less than reputable folks here who might know where to get their hands on one. Just hope that it wouldn't be too far away. I was kind of trying to come here to fix the problem so we wouldn't have to make Carla do all that work.
She did seem to be trying her hardest to, well, keep us unobserved.
Yeah. It's a lot of keystrokes. Tell you what.
They helped some, but she did most of the work.
Would you be able to do something like that? In its entirety? I don't want to put too much work on your shoulders. Don't misunderstand me, but I'm just curious.
Maybe. I don't know.
Fair.
I've never tried.
Well, I probably shouldn't leave the ship. I mean, it's not unattended, Kala, and Business is probably here. Not sure. Oh, yes, she is, because it's too hot outside. The sun, I mean.
Vesnes is currently in her quarters, and Kala is as well.
Yeah. But I shouldn't leave them to fend for the ship by themselves. I'll wait till at least Amari gets back, I guess, and chat with him about our findings.
Okay. Speaking of which,
Kick down
Amari,
the door, I'm back.
Oh, hey, Amari, what's up?
I need money.
and
I have findings. Oh, okay. That's all I am to
Florian
you. A bank.
and Oswald, where is your destination after your unsuccessful attempts at getting guns?
Florian, I just had a thought. Even if we were able to buy guns off of them, what money would we use?
I mean, the money we have.
Well, yes, but it's in a system that can be tracked, I assume. Right?
I didn't really think that far ahead.
Well, that's all right. We're thinking about it now. Perhaps we should discuss some options with the rest of the crew.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be a way to. Yeah,
Well, I would assume so.
that ain't a bad idea. Yeah, that makes sense if we also head back to the ship to be
Yeah.
figure
Okay.
something out.
So
We also kick down the door Shay, we need money.
I totally am to
I'm
any
on-
of you.
I'm on the other side of the
checkbook.
door after having just put it back up, and you guys kick it down and flatten me, and then I walk out like a flattened Wile E. Coyote.
Mhm.
So the four of you reconvene back at the Tiresian, having found these solutions / new dilemmas.
We need money. Has anybody
You need
brought
money.
this up? Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
yes.
I was just, we were. Weirdly enough, the galaxy revolves around money.
Hmm.
Mm,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And a thought that didn't occur to me until much later than it probably should have is the money that we have is probably easily traceable. So,
Right. Yeah, same.
Oh, yes. So, don't know what to do about that specifically, but
I can just route it through a bunch of different banks or whatever.
oh,
Yeah,
Oh.
that's one of the hacking things that you see on shows that actually does work. It's real.
oh, wow! I just
It's like
assumed that was made
crazy
up.
easy too.
It's
just
crazy
like
easy
wipe-
to do.
Yeah.
Like, weirdly, it's hard to track, but it's easy to do.
You just type the $ over and over again.
You actually you type in rosebud.
A
No,
swordfish.
we just hit
actually.
random keys like they do
it's
on shows.
It's
wild.
always swordfish.
The bank account says $0, and you just change that 0 to a 1. Boom, infinite money.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
So I'm hearing that you would like to attempt to launder the Cole Foundation, gonna call it what it is, slush fund that you are given
Mm-hmm.
to make it appear as though that money is coming from a different source.
It's my money, and I need it now.
Mike, we're criminals now. We need to do criminal things. We tried to play by the rules, but they're forcing our hand.
There's no
okay?
judgment here on my part. I'm just
This
making
is
sure.
leverage.
judging
This
us.
It's basically leverage, is what we are now.
I am
We're the
making
good guys.
sure we all realize where the turn is in terms of the criminal element in this campaign. It's right now, episode 59.
Is this
We got
the
a
one?
crime to stop the crime, okay?
Wait a minute. Have we not committed any crimes up until this point?
I mean,
We must have at some point,
Well,
right?
vehicular manslaughter aside.
Vehicular
Theft.
manslaughter, breaking and entering, theft of corporate property. I mean, really,
Listen.
this is just child's play compared
Listen, here's what I know. Laws are threats made by the dominant socioeconomic ethnic group in a given nation. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna reroute the money.
Okay, so Hacker McGee over here is going to hack some hacks and then hack that money
hack
straight
it.
into the money bank.
Oh, I love it.
Please roll me that hacking roll.
to. Where do we want to make it look like it's coming from?
That's also a very good question.
Where do we want it to look like it's coming from?
Money from the People Fund. Money for people.
Hmm.
Who is the
It
father?
doesn't have to be coming from. I mean, where it's coming from is less important than it is now in a bank account that is accessible by us, but is not actually attached to any of us.
That's
Who
true.
was who's the gentleman that keeps popping up randomly? I can't remember his name. With Florian, he was like a monk or
Oh.
something.
Oh,
Brother-
you are not
Brother
going
There it
to
is.
fucking.
No.
Why not?
Like-
He's part of a charitable thing. Why he could be anywhere.
Because that's mean.
You don't have to.
Does it have to
impersonate
be
him,
what-
just use the organization?
I
Like,
suppose it doesn't have to be a real organization. It could just,
it
I don't know.
is going to look like it's coming from a bank account on like every Yogg that doesn't actually
Yeah.
exist.
Yeah.
All right. So, to be clear, you're not attempting to make this look like it's coming from the Order of the Heavenly Eye.
No.
Cool.
That's no fun.
I mean, I would
Well,
think it would
okay.
be interesting, but
Yeah.
We already talked to him, and he did say, like, hey, if we get involved in this, it will be real bad.
Yeah.
So we're backing out now.
What are we looking at for difficulty?
this is... Let's see. You've never done this sort of thing before, I'm going to say. It doesn't sound like something Shay has done in the past, perhaps.
Well, I would argue. Well, yeah, I'm trying to think. Like, Shay had to exist and figure out how to keep themselves on the DL and also fed between Wezrin Isolde, and the Cole Foundation. So
Sure.
I would argue that maybe I've done something similar.
Okay.
But perhaps on a smaller scale
Yes.
than what we are about to attempt.
Maybe not actually, because Shay's financial backing would have come from their original clan. And so whatever money Shay walked away with was clan funds that you appropriated.
It's my money, and I need it now.
So you actually may have done something very similar to this in the past. And at least as far as you know, gotten away with it.
Yeah. And isn't that what really matters?
It is. So I will say this is hard. We're looking at a 20 here.
Okay. All right.
What is this? An etherics?
It's an
Oh,
Aether Tech roll, yeah.
Either deck.
I'm
Okay.
using my hacker voice. I'm in.
Would you like assistance?
I would love assistance, Oswald.
Sure, I'll push this button. Boop.
I mean, I can,
Wow,
I
that
can check your
that
math
actually
if
did
you
it.
want.
That's
Yeah, that would also be great.
I'll throw in.
okay.
I'll assist
And I'm
as
gonna-
well with an extra d6.
Okay, so that's going to be your d6. And
Yeah,
I'm going
my
to put
Aether's
in an
D6.
extra Aether, and that'll be Oswald's. Mm. Sorry, Oswald, you weren't helpful again.
I mean, I did describe myself as just
Just
pushing a
pushing
single
a button.
button.
Okay, so that is 17 plus 7 is 24 plus 1 is 25.
25.
Woo.
Very good.
Nailed it.
Yeah, you successfully make it so the funds that were given to you by the Cole Foundation are now accessible via more opaque means. So you all have access to basically data cards within your comm pads that are just like, yeah, you pass this over a scanner and it will draw from these funds.
Yeah.
Which I believe
Perfect.
Olivia is still keeping track of.
yes.
Thank you, Olivia. Appreciate it.
And just so we're all on the same page, your current funding stands at what?
It's high. Let me pull it up. I should probably just share this Google sheet with everyone, but
Oh,
it is currently at 19,895 joules.
Right.
Which-
'cause we spent
A couple thou.
some last time. Yeah.
Yeah.
On our bribe.
A bribe. Yeah.
Yes.
And I will say, information you would all have is that is a lot of money if you're living a sedentary, planet-bound lifestyle.
right.
Jet-setting space cowboys might spend a bit more money on space stuff.
Yeah,
Right.
and also, yeah, like living in a place where all of your needs are met and your housing and food is all taken care of and stuff. Well, piracy it is.
But kind piracy. Service with a smile.
Some kind of gentleman pirate.
Pirate.
As you've got that sorted out, what is everyone's next step?
Great
I'm
question.
going
Spending
back-
spree. Let's go
So-
shopping.
Well, wait, before you guys before I dole out funds and you leave again. So
Like
I've
heading
been working
towards
on
the door.
the whole cloaking the ship thing. Pretty important. And I come up with a few ideas. One of them is very expensive, and I'm not super keen on it anyway. But the other thing is maybe less expensive, but definitely more illegal. Called a relay entangler. And we might be able to find somebody who maybe knows how to get their hands on one here. So, what's it like out there? I've been stuck in here for hours.
Well, I met an individual who deals in sort of antiquities, I don't think he'd particularly have what we're looking for. I could be wrong. It was a
Depends on how
good-sized
he
shop,
acquired the antiquities. Could be a
but,
good lead.
yeah, hard to tell.
We did not encounter any, like, particularly, I don't know, nobody who would sell us anything on the sly.
Mm.
There is certainly seedier behavior going on. We were able to confirm that, but we don't have an inn, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Perhaps we could exchange a favor. We could do something for somebody to get in their good graces. Perhaps get some information that way.
We could also... I mean, I don't know if he would require money for it, but the portmaster might be able to send us in the right direction, just so we ain't, chasing our tails on various things.
Suppose that is the closest thing we have to an inn right now.
It's true.
I mean, shadier stuff does also tend to happen late at night. So, if we're looking for something going down, we might be able to find it later.
Yes.
Night scene.
Scene.
Let's go back to another Fae club. Let's do it.
That first one was so much fun, guys.
It was.
Yeah.
It was so much fun.
wasn't stressful at all.
Just great to let loose,
Yeah.
Really lose yourself there.
The music, the moments.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Your flesh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's the lyric, Mike. I don't
no?
think you're picking up what I'm putting down here.
I feel like that was the spaghetti.
Yeah.
Lose yourself in the music, the moment. Lose your flesh. Lose yourself. Lose yourself. Lose your flesh. That's not the lyrics?
Yeah.
Stop
Honestly,
it.
that would be kind of a banger.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like you hear that in the opening of Blade or whatever. Which I'm also up for that kind of party.
So, Oracle
I'll
Zero,
have to do,
what are you doing?
I mean, I'm going to pose to everyone that like everyone should probably change their outfits as well.
So what?
yeah,
I've got a lot
I
of
was
options.
thinking.
I mean, make
Shay
yourself
is
look
sitting
different.
like on the ground in the cockpit, but like looking like Jean-Paul Gaultier's designs in Fifth Element. I think I'm good.
Yeah. I think you're fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't be wearing this, so I'm gonna go get
Oh, yeah,
something.
yeah.
I mean, not-
Yeah. I mean, I was also thinking kind of the same thing.
I've never owned a second article of clothing. So it might be nice to...
Wait. That cannot be true. How has that not disintegrated off of your
Yeah.
body?
Well, at a time...
Did
okay.
they? Oh, okay. I was like, did
Oh.
they buy it for
I
you
was
when you
like-
were born? Was it oversized for a
Were
really
you
long time?
I
I
were you
didn't grow
swaddled in
much,
it like
believe
a
it or not.
baby?
No. Hold on. You came out about that size. Big were the eggs.
No.
What do you think?
No, I said it didn't grow much,
Okay.
comparatively.
All right.
My other siblings are much taller than me. Give or take. But needless to say, yes, we should all go shopping, I think. Get some different outfits, look different, different identities, bring back, our
Not going
undercover.
Our very successful undercover.
Yes.
So you're all
Alright.
heading out into town to do a little shopping?
Shopping episode.
I mean, if
Oh,
y'all want
gosh.
to come with me, I can show you the place.
Yeah. I'll check in with Kala before we leave and be like, "Hey, are you up to holding down the fort?"
And she'll kind of like wave and give you a thumbs up from her bunk where she's kind of face down.
Okay, I'll lock up before we leave.
And she'll give you another thumbs up.
She needs to rest. Okay. And I'll shout out to Mira like, hey, you probably overheard, but we're gonna go out for a while. I'll look up, you know.
I'll watch the
what,
ship, she
what?
says over the intercom.
Yeah.
I suppose
What's the car alarm thing?
The fob?
No, like when it gets broken, like the alarm that goes off. It's called something, right?
The car alarm?
Car alarm?
That's
There
just
might
it.
be.
It can't be it.
No, it
There might
can't
be
be
there
it.
might be a specific word, but that's
Yeah,
neither here
like
nor
you know,
there.
you can press the certain button to make it go off.
Like the panic button.
Panic button, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I suppose if we need to, Mira can always let me know if something requires us to return to the ship very quickly.
That's
Good,
true,
good.
I can do that.
Good. Just want to make sure you're safe. Pat the wall.
Am I allowed to access the local systems here?
Not yet. I don't.
Are these the same stipulations for when we are aboard the Storm's Repose?
I think until we're able to keep a lower profile, I think yes, for now.
Ah, I see. Very good then.
Yeah, once we've got the ship cloaked, I think that it would be safer for you to spread your wings a bit.
Be able to dabble.
Yeah, dabble.
Mhm.
That's a good one.
I'd never thought about having wings. I'll work on that.
Yeah, have fun, kiddo.
Fascinating. And yeah, you never saw her. You just hear all
Yeah.
this through the ship's intercom.
I
Yeah.
love her so much.
So you all leave the Tiresian and head out into Port Izel. As I've described before, it is a bustling little port town that is mostly dominated by a large outdoor market and an enormous hotel/resort on a beach off to one side. There is a bunch of small businesses here, people coming to and from the port, dropping off goods, picking up goods, those big pontoon landing platforms that sort of orbit the island this place is on, constantly shifting back and forth from the dock, to the point where when you got back to the Tiresian to like reconvene, you boarded your craft and then it drifted back out to sea before you kind of had to direct it back to the wharf to get back to land, because the wharf is constantly rotating with different landing platforms floating back and forth.
Weird.
It's better than paving the ocean, which they do on some worlds.
That hurts me, Mike, as like a human. That is a bad sentence. Ugh.
Oh.
Okay. I will pose to everyone like,
Hey, just if anyone asks, we're not Coal Foundation. We're what's the cell here?
We are representatives of the archive.
Representatives of the archives. Okay, that works. Yep. Are we doing the old we work for Oswald as
Oh, I like that
security and everything bit? We've done that before.
That's a fun
Work.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, like, what is it? You guys are security and I'm a research assistant?
I think
Sure.
so. I think that's what it
Something
was.
Like that.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
We'll come up with something
Works.
better later.
no, it's perfect. No, it's perfect. It's great.
I'll
my
take
favorite.
what I can get. Ha.
I like that when all of us do impressions of Oswald, he has kind of an English accent, but Listman does not do an
Nope.
English accent for Oswald.
I know.
It's so good. No, you just you did it, and it like I do it too, and I've heard Elliot do it before. It's very funny.
I think if I try to actually do an Oswald like voice, it's gonna wind up being just like, yes, of course, verily. And that's also very much not it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
You know, it's
yeah.
it's wholly unique, and I appreciate it.
Among you, who has any dice in perception?
Me.
I do.
Are a specialization or just any dice?
A specialization might help.
Mine is a kind of an active one, so I'm not sure if it counts.
Or d6.
Mm-hmm.
I have a D8 in investigation and a
Hmm.
D8 in insight.
Hmm.
Yeah, and the reach out touch eighth is sort of predicated on me actually trying to do something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay.
Just a d6. Can I roll it?
No. You mosey into
Oh.
town.
This
And-
is this game's version of passive perception. We're screwed.
It is... I was just seeing what specializations everybody had, if any. It might become relevant. As you are bustling into town, it is probably mid-afternoon at this point. The sun is high, the palms are swaying, and there is a nice cool breeze coming off of the ocean, but it is very hot here. And as you're moving into town, you see stalls and booths packed with goods. You've got people selling delicious-smelling food, cooled, slightly, like, steaming with their coolness drinks of an icy variety. You've got vendors selling lots of stuff. Some of it more or less legal. Some of it definitely more along the lines of like, that seems like an awful lot of surplus Vorpal stuff. Weird that you just have that here. It's not like there are any real illicit stuff. You don't see guns on the open market here or anything, but it is definitely things that have maybe fallen off the back of the truck, as was implied earlier.
Just a bunch of DVDs. What is this?
TV VCR combos, what?
Oh, weird.
Ooh. Some spray painted t-shirts.
Mhm.
Again, I find the entire box set of Will and Grace here. It's a lot. There's a lot here.
Oh man, it's missing season 6 though.
No,
wait, no.
If you actually open them up,
Yeah.
the season 6 disc is missing.
Oh wait, this
Sorry.
isn't Will and Grace, it's Willem Grace. I don't know what that is.
That's nothing.
It's a bunch of bootlegs of things with, slightly altered names. I don't know what gooky clothing is, but apparently it's here.
Oh god, I'm
Because
sure
Shay's
there's
like,
actually
these
some
are actually some really good gooky knockoffs, actually.
yeah, like
You can barely tell the stitching is different.
they do have Jinko jeans, and they are in fact the same brand Jinko jeans. They're
There's,
still alive here.
Thomas Hillflinger.
Yeah.
So just a giant with a arm throwing a hill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Things of that nature.
We have not done any like inventory management stuff, and I don't know if we're just kind of glossing over that in this game or if that has just not come up.
We
Well,
have
will
been
will we
mission-based,
starve
so-
in space if we don't specifically mention that we are getting supplies?
As of right now, no. Eventually, it may become an issue.
Okay.
You left the
Interesting.
Storm's Repose with enough supplies to last you for a while. If enough game time has passed that stops being the case, I will let you all know.
Okay.
Thank you.
Cool. Then yeah, are there any? Are any of these like stalls selling, like not knockoffy stuff, or does it all look pretty, like, chintzy?
No, there's plenty of stuff, like I said, like surplus stuff that's clearly found its way here. There is stalls with food and supplies and ship parts and certain, like, chems, spells or otherwise, that you can see displayed. There is a stall with a bunch of what looks like votive candles of some kind. There's stalls with all sorts of stuff. Toys, knockoff t-shirts, all sorts of things.
Okay. Then Florian will buy clothing.
Okay. What is Florian's new look?
Florian finds a crop top that says "Where's the beef" on it, and is like very quickly like, "Oh God, no! Okay, no."
It looks so
Shay sees
good.
it and is like, "Oh my God,
Shay
you have to
buys
get
it.
that." And Florian's like, "No."
I'll wear it.
Amari, you would know that those particular shirts were made in very poor taste during the shattering.
Oh no!
Hmm. By which side? Like,
Why is it neon and pink?
Very poor taste.
The thing that
It's
sucks
ironic
is
now.
it looks good though is the problem. Like the design
Yeah,
is good
like-
and everything. Like someone spent time doing this.
Yeah, no
Gross.
one's sure which side.
Like, this isn't cool, but just like as generic and like going for the ultimate, I don't know, khaki shorts and white trainers of space wear, like super unrecognizable clothing, no brand names or logos or anything of that nature. Probably kind of like neutrally colors that aren't like noticeably drab, but aren't, you know, hide me gear.
Okay. You say you know, and I don't. My fashion sense stopped at jeans and a t-shirt. The-
Jeans and a t-shirt but in space.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I'm thinking of John Cena.
So you collect that from just a random stall?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, easy enough. The whole not brand marked thing is a little harder to do here, just because the nature of the things being sold here all have, at the very least, a knockoff, like, brand on the tag or something. It's not like you're wearing something with the Nike swoosh on the chest, but it's definitely like, okay, if somebody, like, checked these clothing, they would have a brand on them of some kind.
Oh, that's fine. I just mean no logos.
Yeah. Yeah, easy enough.
So like, if somebody described me, it would be hard to do.
Mm-hmm. And
As evidenced.
you can get all of that pretty easily for about 25 jewels.
One of the things that I will make explicit is like gloves, like some sort of something that covers all of the arm, which is pretty distinctive in that it's kind of shitty, and something that covers my other arm too.
Okay, so long sleeve then.
Yeah. Mhm.
All right. Bump that up to about 45 jewels then.
Okay.
Oswald, what are you looking for?
Well, you all are more experienced in this kind of thing. What do you think? What should I go for? Hats don't really fit on my head. Most hats.
What's Oswald's coloring again? His
I think-
plumage?
I think he's like. I think I described him as like brown. Yeah,
Maybe like a little lab coat.
Have you
Or
ever
something.
thought of,
that's what I have. A little
have you ever
coat in
thought of getting something like in a red family? Like burgundy would look really good on you.
I've never had that thought, but we could go with that.
'Cause
Like
I think
what-
sleeveless works because you need the
Show off the
mobility in
guns, am I
arms.
right?
Sure.
Are we all sleeveless? Are we all just like the vest crew?
I mean, Florian just explicitly
Florian
said
is
long
very
sleeve.
Yeah.
explicitly wearing long sleeves.
I'm not
And for
talking
Shay,
about
it
all
Florian.
depends-
Florian,
and
we're
for Shay,
talking
it
about the
depends on the
crew.
day.
The sleeveless crew.
The sleeveless crew.
Yeah, for
Mhm.
Shay, it
Cut-off
depends on the
crew.
day. I think right now they're wearing like a fluffy cropped jacket, so they are not sleeveless at the moment.
Just like that, my dreams have died.
Yes. Okay. A burgundy. Excellent.
Every other day they're sleeveless. Come on.
That's fair.
Maybe like a
Do you
nice
like
jacket.
vests? I mean, there's nothing wrong
Hey,
with
you can't
vests.
sit with us. You're wearing sleeves.
Do a vest. I could button it up. Maybe have some accoutrement, or something. I don't
Like
know.
a nice little pocket.
Yes. And put a
Maybe
little
two.
thing in there. Could be. Yes. We'll see what we can find. I'm
Yes.
mostly familiar with Vorpal Corp products. My family sticks to mostly purchasing from them since they're a Avia-owned company.
Right. Well, we're thinking vests and we're thinking burgundy.
Yes.
So, let's just tell me, if something speaks to you, tell me. We'll try to talk.
Right. Like literally speaks to me. Because I've had a lot of voices come.
If you,
We don't need to get into it.
we should.
We already
at some point.
talked about this. It was Mira.
Okay. No, if you see something
Yes.
and you can't help but imagine yourself wearing it.
Mm.
If you see something and you think to yourself, "That's me. That's Oswald." Tell me. I'll have you try it on.
But I'm still me too, right? Just want to make sure.
No,
Okay.
no. It's metaphorically you. It's
Right.
it's
Yes.
it's part of your essence almost.
Yes. Essence. So yeah, I'm gonna take a look around. I think before he's had sort of a nice, or not a nice, but sort of like a scraggly, like white or gray overcoat, I guess, unbuttoned. But maybe like a nicer burgundy, vest that he buttons up. That like his feathers kind of like puff out a little bit over, but that's fine. And something to go in like a pocket. I don't know. He's trying to look nice.
Okay. You definitely come across a stall that is selling clothing that seems to be fitted specifically for Avia. They do have a very kind of particular build to them, so getting clothing that fits can be tricky sometimes.
Yeah.
Something you would notice about this particular vendor is that they are also selling pants.
Now this is something.
Now, Avia pants are a little distinct because of the lack of traditional sapient waistline that Avia have in their build. So how Avia pants work is they're a little bit like overalls mixed with spats, in that they have like a long strap that comes up and over the hips and attaches near the base of the tail.
Okay. Gotcha.
Some of them resemble things more along the lines of like chaps, and some of them are more like trouser-like.
Let's go with something a bit more trouser-like. I suppose I don't see a lot of other Avia who pants are a little bit more common for most Avia than for. We don't need to get into it, but if I want to look different, perhaps I should put on pants.
It mostly, in terms of Avia fashion, depends on the amount of feathers one has. The more feathers one has, the less they feel the need to cover them in clothing of any kind. The more scaly end of Avia tend to wear more clothing.
Gotcha. Yeah, and his feathers are pretty thick. But yeah, I think he'll still put on some, maybe some, like a vest and some pants.
Okay.
Some avian pants.
Mm-hmm. I'm imagining like trousers with the button near the bottom of the cuff to kind of clip them, and so they don't get in the way of the talons down there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it spoke to me. Vendor, how much would this outfit?
And the vendor is another Avia. This one, average size, about 5 feet tall. Their muzzle hardens into a clacking little beak that clicks every time they speak. And they have less plumage than you, so they are more clothed, but they have this bright kind of collar of feathers around the back of their head that are in kind of toucan flavored.
Very cool.
And she will say, you asked the price for all that?
Oh, yes.
She will say, well, that would be just a small drab of 60 jewels, if you don't mind, my dear.
60 jewels.
Custom-fitted import straight from Vanikel, don't you know?
Well, I mean, it's hard to argue with the quality here, and as you said, straight from Vanikel. Yes, 60 sounds excellent. It's not really a haggler, I don't think. Wait a minute, you can argue a price with something? I feel like that's a conversation he's had with Florian at one point. Florian is explaining what bartering is, or haggling.
And all Oswald has ever known is MSRP.
It's true.
Poor sad man.
Great.
All right. As you gather up all of this, Amari, are you headed back to Pharaoh Imports?
Yep.
Is anyone else accompanying him?
I'll
go.
Would like to.
Okay.
I won't. No, just kidding. I'll go.
All right. So everyone following Amari back to this strange shop, and by the time you've figured all this out, it is pushing towards evening. The nightlife in this place is starting to wind up. Some of the shops are beginning to wind down and close. People like lowering flaps on stalls or rolling up carpets that they've had goods displayed on the ground. And you can see that there is definitely some audible music coming from the resort end of the island that you can hear even at this distance, which means it's probably pretty loud.
Yeah.
And heading back to Pharaoh Imports, you can see that the place is a little dingier once the sun begins to dip into the horizon. It definitely seems like without the fullness of daylight, this place doesn't have enough artificial lighting to make it welcoming.
Mm.
And
This is it.
oh, what a lovely spot you found here, Amari.
I mean, it's out of the way.
And it is a little out of the way, and it's this long, wide building with kind of a porch built into the front face of it, and this overhang that covers the porch, making it shadowed. And now with the sun beginning to set over the horizon, it is a little darker on the inside of that porch, and there's a beaded entrance, but otherwise no door, and many, many broad windows that seem to be full of racks of stuff. Oswald, it kind of reminds you of your room.
Oh, let's go in.
Never mind, I love it.
Oh, Murray, this place sucks. Oh, wait.
Actually,
Actually,
I live here.
This
hold
place,
on.
It's terrible. I must have it. I must have it.
I must.
So you enter this space. There are still a few straggling customers here and there in this place, and you can see the proprietor is bustling around, like picking at things off of shelves and moving them a few inches to the left, seemingly at random, and placing them back down in an organizational system that seems to have no real bearing on what is being picked up or put down.
Huh.
And again, his twitchy tail kind of moving on its own accord will occasionally knock something off of a shelf, and he'll turn around and kind of mutter to himself and go to pick it up.
Alexander has control of the tail.
Icky monkey.
And he will mark you as you enter and go, "Oh, hello, my friend, you've come back."
Yeah, I told you I'd be back. I just forgot my wallet.
Right, you said as much. Strange, with the wallet and all, seeing as most folk don't need one these days. But, hey, who am I to judge?
Yeah, call me old-fashioned.
All right, Mr. Old-Fashioned. Well, I still have all of your stuff back up at the front counter. Wouldn't you know it, none of it sold. Though there was somebody eyeballing one of those belts.
And, you know, they look like good belts. So, you know,
And I'll
Yes.
just go up and be like, yep, okay, mine, thank you.
And there's that
Pay
moment
him,
when he's like handing you the bag of stuff, and you've got your hands on it, and he's got his hands on it. And there's that moment where he's not quite letting go. And he will say, "You know, there's just one thing that has been bothering me since this is one little thing. You wouldn't happen to be Amari Kelrakasa, would you?
Oh,
Working time.
It's just that you look
a
just
silly
like
name.
him.
I do.
Oh man, he gets that all the time.
People keep telling me who this guy is. I have no idea who this muck is.
You know, Amari, he was a hero of the Dominion during the Shattering. He felt... You don't know not
What
heard
did
of
he
this
do?
one?
No.
I'm sorry. You think he's a war hero? Look at him. Look at him.
Yes, he looks
Right,
just
again,
like
I
him.
could-
I don't see it. I don't see it. Everybody says it. I don't see it. I don't know what everyone else is seeing.
I'm going to need some kind of deception roll from all of y'all. I don't care who takes the lead on it, but
Oh boy.
I mean, it makes sense
Um,
for Amari to take lead on this.
it does. It really does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can have an
you can take-
influence.
This
Yeah,
is
you can take a
definitely an
D6 of
influence.
influence
Yeah,
for
You
me.
can take an influence for me as well.
Okay.
Same.
We're
Shay
just
will
like,
be
nah, I don't know
white.
about that.
Oswald will be the gold, and Florian will be the purple. Okay. Yeah, I've got. I feel like using my I'm a war hero specialization is not going to help here.
Kind of
Probably-
the
correct me if
opposite
I'm
of what
wrong.
you're going
Yeah.
for.
I will
But it would
say,
be- hey, it would be very funny if you
I'm that
Yeah.
other war hero.
you can use it. It will increase the difficulty.
No, we know I'm gonna roll poorly anyways, so I don't need that. It's only an increase of a D6 to a D8. So I will use the red D6. Gosh,
It seems
feel
pretty
like-
bold.
yeah, it's gonna be.
I don't know
bold
if
on
I'd call
That's
this
gonna be a
careful
D10.
or clever. I would also accept forceful. Forceful seems like it would fit here.
Yeah, let's go with. I feel like this is pretty like a literal bold-faced lie. 'Cause
Yeah,
that's my face. So yeah,
quite literally a bold-faced lie.
yeah. I guess I'm going to also. I'll throw an Aether into this.
I will say the
As
difficulty
well.
we're looking for is it would be pretty incredible if you convince this person who clocked you visually that you are not the person who you look and sound like.
25. Oof. I need another D6. Dang. Okay, I'll just roll one of these again. Alrighty, so here we go.
What's the dice pool we're working with here?
So I've got 4d6 and a d10, but I got to re-roll. I have to roll another one of my d6, so 5d6 and a d10.
Okay.
So that's 9, 15, 19, 21, and then I have to re-roll one, which is a 4.
Hey,
Nice.
25 exactly.
Nice.
The shop owner will kind of like lean back a little bit and give you kind of a squinty-eyed look, and his face will kind of peel into this big simian smile, and he will say, "Okay, sure. Well then, Mr. Old-Fashioned," and he'll like let go of the bag.
Yeah, he gets it. He gets it.
Wouldn't want anyone confusing you with a war hero, so I won't press any further. I'm sure you get it all the time. I would consider, I don't know, growing a mustache or something to differentiate.
Yeah, I might just do that.
What would that look like?
Extra whiskers.
We're never
Just
going
long.
to find out because Amari is too good looking for a mustache. Also, the idea of a Catman with just more hair on top of the already like hair there. What is that? What is that?
I don't
Hilarious.
Yeah, because we all know Amari, the character. Hilarious.
You could shave off your mane.
You know what? Let's just shave off the full thing, full body shave, and just leave the mustache.
Or hypothetical,
Ooh.
maybe Leon mustaches, they just shave where the mustache would be.
That is the worst. That is a terrible.
worst
I
of
think
all
that
options.
is high fashion.
The anti-mustache.
Mhm.
I'm a reverse
Mhm.
Tom Selleck. Ugh.
Yup.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
is gross.
And like instead of being like, oh, I can't grow facial hair, it's like, I can't lose facial hair. Like it just grows back too quickly.
Like the Santa Claus. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh god.
Just point out that Amari will be played by Tom Allen.
Oh, please don't.
Yeah, I know. No one wants that.
The shopkeeper will give you a sly wink and say, "Well, wouldn't want anyone of that name to be recognized here, so clearly you must go about your business, and the offer to use my changing room still stands."
Oh, yeah. Thank you. And we're still exchanging. Right? Or were you...
Were you not going to pay for the... Did you...
Yeah, no. Yes, I'm just like, yeah. Are we swapping the Cole Foundation outfit and paying? I'm just.
Is
trying
that what
to
you
figure
want
out,
to
am I
still
paying?
do?
Yeah, I need to get rid of this shit. I can't
Okay.
have it.
Then yeah, he'll absolutely take it off your hands for a
Great, cool.
minor discount.
Works for me.
And
How
Amari
much was the
comes-
difference? It was like 200 credits.
Yeah.
Jules,
200
sorry.
Republic credits are no good here.
Only money.
Was just having a conversation about how all space settings use the word credits, and so it is stuck in my brain.
And I'm the one who doesn't. Yay me.
Mhm.
That's your part.
That's the one thing that differentiates my space fantasy setting from all others.
I mean, it's really the only thing. So we're basically playing Star Wars right now.
I mean,
Use the Aether,
Just saying,
Luke.
Cool.
I'm basically a Jedi without a lightsaber.
So not a Jedi then.
So not a Jedi.
That's what I thought.
Let's get you a laser sword, Shay.
Right?
Ooh.
I'd be sick as
The
hell.
problem with laser swords is they don't stop.
No.
Yeah, that's the trick. And just keep
You need
going.
is like
It's kind of
Going.
hilarious, though, actually, when people use them because they just go into for infinity, causing destruction along the way.
you need like the blade from No More Heroes.
There we go.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I need like the Tensaiga or something.
The melee weapons in this universe are actually made of crystals, so awesome gem blades and whatnot, made of aethite, or
Yeah, the Tensaiga has a blade form, has a gem form.
used by particularly powerful aethericists, you could get one made of aethium, so you're essentially wielding a blade made of an extremely radioactive metal.
Oh,
That's pretty good.
pretty
What's
great.
that do for my skin?
Oh, I mean, so long as whoever is wielding that blade can control all the aether radiating off of it, nothing. But
So for your skin,
Bad.
it's bad.
It would be a great way to lose all of my hair really quickly.
that's true.
Very true. Yeah.
I just need it on the top above the lip.
a little lead shield above the lip.
Yeah. mhm.
Oh, it's terrible.
But as Amari is changing in a broom closet, what is everybody else doing inside Pharaoh Imports?
Ooh, I'm
Looking
just
around.
Yeah,
Okay.
looking at stuff.
I am going to talk to the shopkeeper.
Okay. You approach, and the shopkeeper will look you up and down and say, "Oh, Hello, my friend. Welcome. Welcome to Pharaoh Imports. Can I help you find anything in particular? Not that we specialize in the particular here.
Right. Trying to
missed
word
him.
this delicately. You got a lot of cool stuff in here.
This is true.
Sometimes when you're, importing and exporting, I guess,
Yeah.
Mhm.
it can be
That
really
sounds,
good
that's pretty
to-
catchy. I will remember that.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure. It's just, just off the dome, so.
Wait. No, you should take ownership of that Shay. It's from
You're
Stop it.
TMing the TM right now.
It can be good to cover your tracks.
That can be useful,
ever-
yes.
You ever had to do that before?
Well, that is what the tail is for. Usually it is going whoop, 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 whoop behind me the whole time. Isn't that right? He'll say over his shoulder towards the tail, and the tail will kind of like curl around an object on a shelf, just pull it, and something will clatter down, and some, what appears to be some kind of pewter plates, metal in their construct, just like rattle to the floor, and he goes, ha, that thing has a mind of its own sometimes.
Okay. Shay's just like, yeah, no, this guy's not on the level. All right.
Can I interest you in a tail, perhaps?
I have thought about it.
You would have to find someone to install it. That is not a service I offer here. But I do have some of the finest Court of Earth wares, yes?
Yeah, I don't know. I get so on the fence about it. Like, am I going to regret it? Is it still going to be fashionable in, 10, 20, hundreds of years? I'm going to be around that long,
It's true. You elves are always so long-lived, and your fashion senses are so stationary at times.
I know, I don't like it.
Oh, yes. No, terrible. Absolutely awful.
I like to change with the times.
I notice
You
you
gotta
do
pay
not have a
attention to the
clan
world
here,
around
so
you.
I'm assuming you are a wizard of some kind?
Yeah.
Very good. Well, for the discerning wizard, I have many fine, interesting objects I might interest you in.
Like what?
Well, I have managed upon a very interesting artifact. It is a ring, you see, that manages to shield one's mind. I am told by a wizardly friend of mine that it will render you somewhat inert to other wizards who might be trying to read you etherically.
Ooh, that could be really useful.
And there are no side effects that I'm aware of.
You said that in a strange way, and it's strange that you would say it at all.
Then ignore that I have said it at all.
Okay. What if I reach out and touch Eighth with this shopkeeper?
I think that is a thing you were
Carefully.
declaring that you would do.
Yeah. So let's see, not D6, it's D6. What are we working with for Aether in this area?
Very little. There's the
Yeah,
lighting
that's
above
what I
you.
thought.
Everything here seems to be without power for the most part.
That's how they get you.
There is a source
You don't-
of aether nearby that actually Oswald is kind of homing in on, maybe subconsciously, but you pick it up immediately when you reach out and feel around, and you see that there is what appears to be a statue of some kind that he's kind of moving towards. It's kind of like clumped up with other weird buried stuff. And it appears to be some kind of serpent with like horns curled around, kind of rising up out of the small statuette, probably about a foot high.
We gotta make sure not to break that. So we're gonna need it at some point in the past? How much Aether's got in it?
Like 3.
I'll take one.
Okay.
Oh, wait, actually, I gotta... 2 of those are the same. Okay. I'm just gonna do 3d6. Those are pretty good. 16.
Okay. You're
And I
getting
was-
nothing
I-
from this guy.
Ain't nothing?
0. Which is
That's
super weird.
Super weird.
Like, even ogres detect
Yeah.
etherically, even if they are
Yeah.
their bodies neutralize incoming aether of any kind. There's only
You,
one time where you detect nothing, and that's when you're in the void.
Yeah. You wear one of those rings yourself?
Oh, me? No, I try not to have any, and he, like, holds up his fingers and then holds up each individual foot to show off his articulated toes. No, try not to have any jewelry, me. More things that can get that pulled off of you if you're not careful, he says, and you see all the earrings on his ear.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, and Oswald, you're poking
well-
around and you see on the shelf this strange little statuette of a horned serpent that is curled up in this kind of very evocative, kind of like, ooh, wow, that looks like a serpent that has been just set into like a small statuette.
Ooh. Shopkeeper, where did you get this? This is a very interesting item you have here.
Oh, I'm sorry, you were about to ask me another question? He says to Shay as he like glances
Oh.
past you towards Oswald. I'll be with you in just one sec.
No.
Sure, of course.
No. Go,
Oh, of course.
he's a, inquiring customer.
And
I'm just over here shooting the shit.
he will scuttle past you and say, "Ah, yes, statue. This is a statue of the ever-changing one. It is a serpent deity on a world I once visited many years ago. Traded it for several large crystalline coconuts that I found growing from a very strange tree on an entirely different world."
Interesting. What world did you say that was?
Oh, who can remember? I go to so many places, and they all sort of end up blurring together. I think it started with anchor. I don't remember.
Is there a world that I can think of off the top of my head that Oswald can think of that could sound like that?
Roll me a d20.
Okay. 14.
Angphora, Anchorweight, Anchorel. There's lots of them.
None of those sound familiar. Then what about the... and you said this statue depicts the ever-changing one. Is that correct?
Yes, a local deity of some note.
Interesting. I'm not familiar with this deity. I might have to... How much for this little friend?
Oh, that, as it is handcrafted, of course, and a rare import, I could not part with it for any less than 200 jewels.
Ooh, could you part with it for 100 jewels?
No, you say I cannot do that. I just said I cannot part with it for any less than 200 jewels. It says so right on the tag there.
So it does. But I think you could.
I could, but I won't.
Are you sure? And I sort of look to Florian like, am I doing this right?
And Florian, you've got your hand on this like large purple cape that you've kind of like holding up, and it just like is very much feels out of place. This big, thick, heavy cloak that feels like even if you wore it, it would be just like a little too long for you. So you have no idea who it would be sized for.
This kills the man.
Florian just like kind of gives Oswald a little like thumbs up of like, yep, doing great, bud.
Killing it, dude.
You're killing it.
So, here's where I'm coming from. See, I really like this, and boy, I'd love to add it to my, to start a new collection. So, what if we split the difference? 150.
150. Oh, that is 50 less than the 200 I had said.
Yes, but 50 more than the 100 that I had said. See?
Yes, I do see the discrepancy there.
Uh-huh.
How
Yes.
about, and here I will make you a counter offer. How about that? I can see that this is your first time doing this.
Okay.
I will sell it to you for a mere 225 jewels. How about that?
Now, see, that sounds like more than your original offer.
Ah, yes, but see, now it comes with a bonus, a certificate of authenticity.
Ah, gotcha. For that, I shall offer you 80 jewels. See how
So
I
200 plus 80 for the
No.
certificate of authenticity.
No, just 80.
80 for the certificate of authenticity, yes.
80 for the statue, yes.
No, statue is 200.
The statue's 200. Now I'm confused. Let's just start from the beginning.
Right, 200 jewels
statue
for
is
the
80.
statue.
I will pay. See, all I have is 150, and it's everything I have. Nothing else.
And he will look at your brand new clothes, look at you. I find that difficult to believe.
Which is fair. I had more money, and then, well, you can see how it turned out. Anyways, you were saying 150? Is that what we were?
Nope, still 200.
Oh, that's weird. I could have sworn
Mm-mm.
somebody said 150.
That was you.
But I'm pretty sure somebody else did. I don't know why. It's just what I heard.
The shopkeeper will look at you, look back at his tail. The tail will kind of like waggle back and forth, and he'll look back at you, and he'll shake his head.
I kind of, not really sure where to go with this, look to Florian and kind of go,
I don't know, man. Yeah. Florian will just kind of like, you win some, you lose some, half shrug and like shake his head. I don't know that you're gonna get anything out of this dude.
And the shopkeeper will look over Oswald and like look towards you, Florian, and say, "I'm sorry, is this person with you?
No.
Are you this Avia's parent or guardian?"
Whose child is
That's-
this?
I'm not. I'm probably older than the lot of them. Well, I can't say that for sure about Shay. Oh, no, Shay, you're a young.
I've told you my age so many times, man.
That's true. It's true. I have it written down somewhere in my log, but I'll have to. Anyways, it doesn't matter. We'll circle back to that. Well, I mean, I don't know.
And he will slowly reach down and like put his hands on the statue and like take it away from you slowly.
Fine, 200.
Hey, see? We can all agree on what's on the price tag.
Yes, true.
The price tag actually says 80. He just like rips it off.
That's true. What does the price tag actually say, Mike?
Price tag
Probably
says 150.
Ah! Wait a minute. Yes, I think we can all agree on what is on the price tag. Haha.
But you see, there's a local sales tax you have to consider.
Sales tax is how they always get
Yeah,
you.
that's how they get you.
That is how they get you. Yes. Fair enough. You got me. Oh, shopkeeper. Yes. 200 it is.
Excellent. Well, I will ring you up over at the sales counter. We'll see about getting you a bag. And as he's doing that,
Yes.
Amari, you are coming out of the broom closet having changed.
At Florian will just like, that was really good for a first try.
I thought I was really making some ground there for a bit, up until the sales tax bit. It
Oh,
always
that's
gets
when you thought you lost.
That is how they get you.
So yeah, Amari, you come out to see the purchase of a small statue.
Oh, okay. What is the statue for, Oswald?
It's for my room.
Okay.
Yes, I figured since I no longer have my old collection, I'll start a new one. With this.
Right.
Look at
Oh,
it.
okay.
It's magnificent.
Yeah,
it
it's
is
nice.
the
It's-
ever-changing one, apparently, off of a planet that is
Mm.
unknown, yet to be discovered. We'll go with that.
Okay.
You say you're a collector, and you have lost your collection? What happened to that collection?
Oh, yes, well, family trouble, unfortunately. You know how family can be.
I don't.
Well, you might be better off for it.
I always thought so.
Yep. Well, I'll be taking this now.
What?
This interaction really took an interesting turn into like. You guys talk to people, right? You should probably talk to somebody.
I'm talking to the shopkeeper right now.
No, I mean like Reed is saying like Oswald, we all need therapy, y'all.
And the shopkeeper will say, well, is there anything else I can help you find today?
And that is to the
Just
group,
the group
I
that
assume.
is now like, clearly you're all together. That is, you did not hide that fact. You came into this place together. You were milling around in generally the same spots.
I mean, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we were looking to, acquire some, I don't know, sweet new rides or anything like that, do you know anyone in the area that we should talk to?
Sweet new ride. You looking for personal transports or something a bit more space worthy?
Something a bit more space worthy.
Yeah.
Oh, well. I could maybe point you in the right direction. It depends on what kind of thing you're looking for.
Well,
I know some people who know some people.
Maybe just some like modifications.
Yeah.
Modifications. You're looking for things that are a bit more specific, or maybe just broad, like you need to get some cup holders or something.
A bit more specific.
Pretty
I think.
specific. Earlier when I said it's nice to be able to cover your tracks, sometimes
Yes.
you don't have a tail.
Oh.
And sometimes you do have a tail.
I see. But sometimes the tail does not work in space. Ah, I see, yes.
Yeah.
Well, perhaps I could see about something where that is concerned. Yes, I might know somebody who knows somebody. What's it worth to you?
What's it worth to you?
2,000 jewels.
For 1,000 jewels. Counteroffer.
50 jewels.
150 jewels.
There is, of course, the
Counteroffer
finder's
one
fee. There is, of course, the expedited nature of the situation. There is perhaps
who said it
the...
was expedited?
Yeah.
And look, the way that you worked over my friend here and the other interactions I've been witnessing, how do we know we can even trust you?
By paying me an outrageous sum of money. That ensures my trustworthiness.
No, see, I see his logic, and there might be a few gaps in there.
Yeah, I feel like probably have better luck doing a little searching ourselves first.
And if a certain somebody was to, say, post on some places that he had seen a certain war hero passing through this particular space, well then, I guess, those who would be interested in such things, a tale, if you will, a tale to tell, even, perhaps.
Wait, I'm confused.
So just straight up extorting us.
So yeah, Shay is just like, oh, so we're just going to do blackmail then. Okay.
Twitch, like, Reed wants to be like,
Yeah, and be a real shame if a war hero just kind of lost his cool in the middle of a shop now that he's no longer a war hero. Wouldn't that be weird?
Do you say that?
Nope, I don't.
Oh,
I want to.
do it.
Oh, I
Just burn this place to the ground.
don't want to threaten him because fuck.
Because it's not going to go well.
Exactly.
You don't know that.
We don't know that, yeah.
Ah.
And he's looking at you kind of innocently, his eyes blinking, his lips tight in a controlled smile.
How best to appeal to his nature of wanting money other than to extort us?
I have a question for you. Is there anything you're looking to get? Information? Something of value? Other than credits?
Or sorry, Jules, excuse me. Mike, I'm sorry. I'm just,
Mhm.
I know, I
trompsing all
said
over
it.
your
No,
baby.
it's, yeah.
Yeah.
And he will kind of lean to the side and glance past you at the last few stragglers in the store, and he will shout out, "Hey, we're closed! Get out!" And the other two people will kind of like look up and look over their shoulders and look at him. And he says, "You heard me! Out! We're closed! Private function!" And they just kind of like half-heartedly shuffle out of the store, and he will press a button behind the counter, and you hear this churr-kunk of the barred cage kind of falling in front of the beaded curtain that leads into this place. And he will say, "Well, Mr. Old-Fashioned, if we can perhaps drop some pretenses about your association with a certain foundation, then maybe, perhaps, we can do business of a monetary nature." Huh?
Go on.
Were you, or were you not, a member of the Cole Foundation?
Who wants to know?
I want to know. In exchange of information is what you seek, and do not wish to be, what was the word you used? Extorted? Ugly word, that, but it is what
It
was
is, yeah.
happening.
I didn't say it. I didn't say it. I mean, there's no way of getting around this. I mean, he already knows. He just wants confirmation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just give him a nod.
Okay, all right. See, we're working now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Trading information. That is something we can do. I also trade in information, it turns out.
Mm-hmm.
How long ago were you a member of the Cole Foundation?
Like
How long
less
has
than
it been?
Like, oh, not less than a cycle, but like 3 cycles or whatever.
Not even. A cycle is a year.
A turn is a day?
Yeah, turn is a day.
Yeah. Like 2 turns.
Couple turns ago.
Very recent, very recent. Are you familiar with a vessel called the Storm's Repose?
Been there a couple times, yes.
Ha. Okay. How familiar with this vessel are you? Have you been aboard it, you said?
Yeah, we've been aboard it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just figured out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I am looking for someone who may be aboard that ship.
Mm-hmm.
If you can confirm that she is on there for me, that would be
Ooh, it's a girl.
super keen.
I mean, there's lots of folks.
Yeah, there's thousands
It's a
of
big
people on that ship.
Her name is Riza.
Riza.
Just one name, like Madonna.
Okay, who is
Yeah,
Madonna?
You don't know Madonna.
He's old. He doesn't know Madonna's.
Ugh.
Madonna is also just it's just the same Madonna. It's the same Madonna.
Madonna's a constant in all
Is
worlds.
Big here. Yeah.
Mm.
It's their North Star.
No?
I mean, we do, but in character, I don't think Florian would know.
I'd say there's only one among your group who ever had much in the way of interactions with her.
Yeah.
I mean,
But for acquisition purposes, like I think we've all technically requisitioned stuff.
From whoever the quartermaster is aboard the ship, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, someone doesn't have the best relationship with her.
Yeah.
So the person who is aware of these facts, who is overhearing this conversation, is currently not speaking up. So I'm going to take that as he is not speaking up.
Listen, it's you.
No, I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's playing his character perfectly. He's
Yeah.
staying quiet.
This is an audio format.
Right, yeah.
People can't hear your shifty eyes.
It's true.
And if they could, oh no.
Oh,
was-
if they could.
refreshing my memory of them. They were the person I checked tried to get
Right.
what was it, a substantial amount of emerald aethite from
Mm-hmm.
for
And I believe you told her to just mess around with.
Yep.
You also attempted to get a like planetary download, like black box
Yes.
from
Mhm.
her as
that's
well, which
right.
she denied.
I mean, I don't know why.
How much of a grudge keeper is Oswald?
She's not family, so not that much.
Woof.
Goddamn same dude, but jeez.
But everybody else would know of Frieza, right?
Not necessarily.
totally.
Not necessarily.
I've interacted with her getting stuff, right? I don't know about actually like character.
Unless you've
sides.
gone down to the quartermaster's office, you'd have never interacted with her personally.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
All
Right.
of the like getting stuff is all automated, and she just happens to run that particular ship. And Oswald has stuck his nose into that piece of the ship before.
Got it. Okay.
I have.
We,
Okay,
on
can I
chicken
just-
Instacart.
Can I do a quick insight onto like?
Sure.
Yeah, I know. I the player know, but Oswald doesn't. So I'm gonna do a insight into this strange new person.
Seems like a swift roll to me.
Yeah, it's got to be a quick look over. So do I need a specific number, or is it the more I get, the more information I
The
get?
more you
or
get, the more information you get. I will say the baseline is 25.
25.
Easy.
Yeah.
I could do it. I did it. It's fine.
What can I'm gonna.
I mean,
I don't
just
think I could
off the
open
bat, you can tell this guy is shifty as hell.
Yeah. I just want to know.
What are your
I don't want to
intentions
throw
with my quartermaster?
somebody. Yeah, I'll just roll it. 10. So I don't get a read on
I
this.
mean,
this
you've got
individual.
plenty of void dice you could spend.
True. How many would I need to spend? Let's find out.
Straight up spend 4 and you'd succeed.
That's true.
Or you could
Has that
roll
gotten
and-
anyone?
I'm just gonna roll. So I'm at 10. Fuck. It's a 2.
Oh no.
So I'll do another one.
Uh-huh.
That's better. That's a 10.
All right. So you're at 22 now.
I'm at 22. So I'm gonna have to spend one more. Yeah. You get 3, Mike. Well, we'll see. That's 4, so that puts it over. Thank God.
Okay.
Uh,
He seems very much like he is very interested in the whereabouts of this person. There doesn't seem to be any like
malice
malice
like,
behind it, or anger or intensity. It's just more of
Yeah.
his just like, oh, would you happen to know where this person is? That would be very nice if you could tell me. Just to check up, just to make sure they're okay.
Yeah. I guess if I'm not sensing any malice or ill intent necessarily, but there was somebody who had that name. I don't know if they're the same person you're looking for, but
woman, red hair, leg braces.
Well, yes, now that you mention it, it comes to mind.
Cool. Sweet. Well, let's see about getting you that ship information then.
Excellent.
As Shay is leaning over to say that to Florian, Florian is also leaning over to say that to Shay.
That was worth, I think, 3 void. That's fine.
The meta narrative progresses.
If I gave you something to for her, are you going back there at all? No? Yes? Based on your line of questioning earlier, it sounds like that's a big no.
We could probably get something back there, though.
Yes? That would be tremendous if you could do that. And in exchange, I will find you the thing you need to sneak about in space.
Yeah, if we're being out in the open, I would love a relay exchanger. If
Wow,
got
those
their
are
hands on one of
super
those.
illegal. Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
But, I mean, right? Since we're not like being all covert or anything, I just want to like make sure that I've got.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
really get what I want.
No, yeah, sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not cup holders.
No.
Not
plenty
cup
of
holders.
cup
No.
I think we have enough cup holders.
Unless you can
Or-
find what was the generator called again?
A Formian generator.
Formian. Unless you can find a Formian generator for super cheap.
Oh, I mean, I know Relay Entangler might be a little tricky. I don't think you're going to find one of those in use that isn't in use on this world. But a Formian generator, I know of some that could, if they just happen to have one or two of them disappear, that might not. I don't think the people who are currently in possession of them would. I mean, they can afford it. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I'm probably fine with that. You all fine with that?
Sure.
We're a worthy cause.
Yeah.
I'm sure. So which is it going to be? Do you want me to find you a Formian generator or a relay entangler? Or both? Why not both? If you can deliver that item to my friend back on...
I mean, the Formian generator would probably be the better bet. I mean, the relay entangler, it does great stuff, but again, super illegal. So we do... It's like, right, if you get pulled over and you've got contraband, then you're in bigger trouble than originally.
It's true. I've learned it very much, yes.
Right, and our ship won't have any contraband on it.
Nope.
Without that.
She's very good at hiding. I don't say that in my character voice.
Well, I tell you what. There is a bar at the resort across town. It is called the Five Flames. You meet me there later tonight, and we will see what we can do about finding you a Formian generator, huh? I need to talk to a few people, maybe make a few contacts.
Five Flames. It's not a Fey bar, is it?
No.
Okay.
No, not at all. I think. Pretty sure. Almost certain.
It'd probably be called the House of something.
95%.
No, I'm down for that.
Sounds good to me.
All right, so we meet there later tonight. Let's say sometime around 9, 10 o'clock, yeah?
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and he'll hit the button and the cage door will roll up on the front door of his building. He says, just wait right here. I will give you the thing. It is just a small thing. I will be right back, eh? And he'll scuttle off into the back room. And you hear him like kind of muttering to himself, it seems like. Like he's having one side of a conversation. Like, finally, what do you know? Hey, okay, come on. And then when he comes back out of a back room, he is clutching something that is very strange. It is a paper envelope with a wax seal on it. And he will hold it out to you. Says, if you could just get this to her, that would be great.
Right.
That is going to be hard.
So, anyway,
Okay,
I'll
we can
leave
do
this in
that,
your care. Hopefully you can get
Okay.
that to her. That would be great if you could do that as quick as you could. And I will meet you over at the Five Flames later this evening, yes? And we will talk about finding you a Formian generator for very, very cheap.
Appreciated.
Thank you.
All right, then. Well, I will meet you there then. Have a good evening until then.
You too.
And he sees you out of his shop, and you leave Pharaoh Imports with a letter that seems to be addressed to, in blocky, almost childlike handwriting on the front, Riza.
Side quest.
What a nice man.
Never did catch his name.
No.
Nope.
We are very rude.
As you have a few more hours to kill before your clandestine meeting at a bar underneath a resort, you can spend that time however you wish, but your meeting is just a few hours away, and there you will find the method with which you may evade detection from a great many adversaries who may confront you in the future. But I think all of that will have to wait until next time. Because as always, you can find us online at MatcomRPG on Twitter and Instagram. You can also email us at materialcomponentsrpg@gmail.com. We always love hearing from all of our listeners.
You can find me on Twitter at CryOutOlivia. I am always there talking about D&D and other RPGs and also just a lot of other nerd stuff. So come hang out.
You can find me on Twitter at Elliot C. Lewis. I'm an illustrator and graphic designer, doing a lot of tabletop RPG and other fan art. You can also support me on Patreon and Ko-fi. Links to both of those are in my Twitter profile.
You can find me at The Readamus on Instagram and Twitter, where I post jokes and lots of photos of nature. So come check it out.
And you cannot find me on social media, but what you can do is support our show by rating and reviewing it on whatever platform you're listening to it on. Please, please, please do so.
Indeed, and finally, you can find me personally on Twitter and Instagram at MKGorgoni, where I'm always happy to talk about all things material components. But as always, the world is chaos, so please, be kind to each other. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.